This is my dumber than whale shit look. And today's dissertation is going to be about Washington, D.C. and the owl that sits around Capitol Hill. But first I want to introduce you to my customized glasses, because a lot of people have been commenting on my glasses, telling me what a great job I did on sprucing them up. So moving past my ability to spruce up my glasses, we're going to talk about Washington, D.C., and today's dissertation is going to be about the owl that appears in Washington, D.C. as part of the Capitol Hill design of the streets, and what the owl appears to be on the reverse of the $1 bill. And from this point on, you're only going to see the $1 bill until the end of the video. If you'll notice, in the central portion of this circle here is the owl's face. Now, this is not hard to see because you have the eyes are appearing to be what almost look like commas at the top of the screen. Now, these are one set of eyes for an owl that would be caricaturized as this entire segment of an owl. This is one eye, and this is one eye, okay? However, there are another set of eyes immediately below it, here and here. And I'll zoom in and I'll point those out to you. These eyes are perfect circles. This eye is a perfect circle, and this eye is a perfect circle. It is utilized later on in another video, and perhaps before in several videos, as the entrance point to King Solomon's Temple when the bill is in the flat plane or geometry. This is now in a curled up type of geometry where it's folded and rolled. Okay, this owl that you see here is an exact replica, if you'll notice, of an owl. There's an owl's eye, and an owl's horn. However, there's another owl's eyes that appear to turn into horns. Now watch what happens when we go to the Washington, D.C. owl that appears above Capitol Hill. Or, I mean, the White House itself, excuse me. You have a set of eyes. This is the street layout of Washington, D.C. And you have a set of eyes that appear to be an owl. But at the bottom of this owl appears to be a protractor of a like something like that, something that you would use if you were laying out, a blueprint or so on and so forth, or if you were a mechanical engineer. Now this owl here is the eye, and then of course this is the little nose section, and then you have a protractor. Okay, now we're going to go back to the owl that I just showed you, and we're going to go back to the owl that I just showed you, and we're going to enlarge that, and now you're going to see the eye of the owl. And then look at this. Look, you see these legs here that come down here and here? That's not a coincidence, folks. That's part of the scheme behind all of this. And this was not created by any human being as we know a human being to be. If you'll notice, this owl's eyes, this eye here and this eye here, or this set of eyes, either way it makes up an entire owl's face. But then coming from the bottom appear to be two straight leg structures. These structures, if you'll notice when we go right back to the owl in Washington, D.C., look, you see the structures of the legs? One leg here and one leg here, and then the owl's eyes at the top. Now, this isn't a great caricature of the owl's eyes. Actually, the gardens go off on a little bit more of a point. As you can see to the left and right, they're highlighted to the left and right. That's just one man's opinion or one man's drawing. So moving back to this is the same owl. And this, I have to tell you folks, none of this could have been placed on the $1 bill by a human being with a 12th grade education in the year 1934. None of it. The odds of anybody with a 12th grade education being able to create the pictographs on the $1 bill are astronomically next to zero. There is no possibility. Aside from that, we're going to zoom back out, and I'm going to show you something. Look at this. Look at this as a close-up. This is the Egyptian headdress. Okay, now look to the side, and you're going to see the fork's beard and the vulture's headdress, which looks like a cobra, at the top of the Egyptian headdress. This is no mistake, folks. This is something that has been planned out for tens of thousands of years. I say that the $1 bill, the design of the $1 bill, and the actual words in the Living Bible are all part and parcel of a much more complex plan that has been placed on this world by either a group of beings from another world or a remnant society that has existed on earth for tens of thousands of years. And I say that the Bible and the $1 bill is their control, that they can know who they are and how high up on the scale of evolution each of their remnant society families may or may not be. This is a codices between those peoples. But moving past that, this could not have been done by a human being, because if you'll notice, this caricature now takes on a third face with an eye here and a eye here. But that's not the one we're talking about per se. This is the Egyptian face, and this is the Egyptian face. This circular, this face here, and this face here. This circular face here, and this face here, this being the eye, this being the eye. That is the Egyptian face that goes along with the Egyptian pharaoh that I just showed you, with the fork's beard and the fork's beard. This is the Egyptian face. And I have another video, $1 gods, faces of Egyptian gods, or $1 gods and Egyptian faces on the $1 bill. However, this is the actual picture of an Egyptian fork's beard coming down, and this is the vulture's headdress at the top, and this is the face. This face on this statue, is not a close representation. It is an exact replication of the fork's beard that appears on the $1 bill. I'm going to show that to you a little bit better, and then we're going to, okay. This fork's beard that you see before you is an exact replica. I've shown this on my Egyptian faces videos through perfect to scale representation, and I've shown them superimposed on one another. This is an identical replica of the fork's beard. Now, moving on to the next part of the subject matter, I was going to say this could not have been done by human beings. And anybody that believes that a human being could have laid out all of this stuff on a $1 bill, well, I got something that I want to show you. It's pretty cool. This is my dad explaining to you what it is that you may or may not believe is possible by zooming in on Captain Tommy Fazio's. He made a video especially for your people. Watch what he has to say about people thinking that this is just a coincidence.
You're dumber than whale shit.
Oh, Father.
That's right, folks. You would have to be dumber than whale shit to believe any of the stories that you read about in the paper. I am one of the few people that will ever bring you truth. And at that point, ladies and gentlemen, it's 11/25/2012. 11/25/2011. This is the dissertation that I wanted to bring you about the owl on the $1 bill being part of the street design in Washington, D.C., and being on the $1 bill. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, you need to help me get a bigger camera.